So hips and hammies in our jammies. And if you've practiced with me, particularly for years, you always hear me say, hips are the place where we store all the stuff we don't know what we want to deal with. Just like the junk drawer that we keep in the utility room. I'm just going to throw it in there until I find a place where it needs to go. And because it accumulates, sometimes that drawer overflows. So this morning, focusing in on our hips and on our breath so that we can release and relax into the pose. At the same time, a 2-for-1. If our hips are the junk drawer, our mind is the 3-car garage. And as I have been cleaning out the cabin as I leave next week, all the stuff, the boxes, the memorabilia, the yearbooks, the pictures, we put into boxes and we put them in the garage. And maybe there's a name for that called mind hoarders, right? So when we come to lay down, and I'm starting out in butterfly, so soles together, knees apart, again, supporting with pillows or blocks. If this is too much of an opening initially this morning, through the inner thighs. So as we come down on our backs, squeezing in the shoulder blades so that the shoulder tips fall away from the ears, kind of taking a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So bringing the pelvis up a bit just to relax the low back, hand to the belly and a hand in the heart. And as we use our breath, in through the nose and out through the nose. Our breath is the great clearinghouse, right? So as we breathe in and we feel the body, we allow the mind to watch that breath come in. We allow the mind to notice the space that that breath comes into. And we allow the mind to watch as we exhale slowly and the body settles. And as the body settles, the mind settles. And as the mind settles, the nervous system, everything settles. So we're going to work slowly into our hips and our hamstrings this morning. But at the same time, look at your mind and view it as that garage you walk into with all the stacks of boxes, all the memories, all of the memorabilia that, oh, we can't get rid of this. But at the end of the day, you ask, well, when something happens to me, who wants it? And why am I saving it? I already have beautiful memories of my time in high school and my best friends' pictures. And this isn't to tell you to throw everything out. It's to tell you as we work through both the junk drawer and the garage this morning, ask yourself what you don't need anymore. Why are we saving this to just take up space? If we free the space, there's a lot more room to bring in the new things, the things that are important to us now. And that's what I'd like our focus to be on here. What can we let go of that we've been clinging to in the past? All those boxes of things. Do we really need them? Let's open up some space. Taking in 3 nice, full, deep breaths into the body. Feel the hands move. Feel the palms rise. And then release and let go. Anything you don't need, we just wash it out with the breath. 2 more full rounds of breath here. And then we'll gently blink our eyes open, take the hands outside of the thighs and draw the knees together at center. We'll roll to one side, release our props off to the side, and come down to the support of our mat, of our practice of the earth. And take a full body stretch. Fingers away from toes. Make it big and long. Maybe move through the shoulders. Wiggle the legs one toe further than the other. Draw in the belly to the spine. And then we'll bring knees to chest. Again, big morning hug. And as you hug in, allow the hips again to roll with you. So this is a nice stretch for the low back as well as an opening for the glutes. Draw in a nice full breath. Again, release the breath. Release whatever you need to let go of here. And we'll plant the left foot down flat on our mat, left knee pointing towards the ceiling. Interlace around the right hamstring and slowly let the right leg drift up towards the ceiling, leading with the heel. Now, again, I'm not coming to a straight leg. It's too early yet, but I'm coming to the point of sensation. So I'm beginning to notice what's there and what's tight and what can I do using my breath to soften into the pose. And taking in a big inhale, drawing my thigh in just a bit closer to my belly. Again, the heel pressing away from me, the toes flared, pointing down towards the shin, towards my face. Again, squeezing those shoulder blades under, letting the shoulder tips drop, noticing the face and the jaw. Walk the hands to the calf. And again here, draw the belly in so the spine is totally flat on your mat, and maybe you come a little closer, thigh to belly, knee to chest. And we'll pause here and just take a couple circles through your ankle, one way and the other. Come back to that flexed foot again, which engages the back of the ankle, the Achilles, the calf. You can probably feel that under your finger pads. Flare the toes again and make a little fist. Flare again, big toe away from little toe. Just kind of pinch them in here, finding space across the top of the foot. Last time, flare and draw in. And then return, heel towards the ceiling, toes towards the face. And we'll take a gentle bend into that right knee, coming into our half happy baby. So option here is to hook the forearm around the knee to draw that knee down towards the side body. You can continue the hold on the calf or maybe move to the ankle as you bend into the knee. Or maybe if it's available to you, peace fingers around the big toe or a hand to the blade edge of the foot. Draw in your belly to the spine, draw the knee down towards the right shoulder, and pause here and just allow the breath to soften the body, to open up through that right hip, and allow the mind to watch all of this happen, releasing anything that's cluttering the way to allow for more space here. Deep breath in and a slow breath out. We'll take that ankle across the body, finding that figure 4 shape with our legs. Again, the importance of flexing through that right foot. Maybe fingertips coming into the inside of the inner thigh, pressing the knee away. Again, beginning to open up from the frontal hip through the side. Pausing there and just let breath fill you, soften you, make space. Again, one final gentle nudge to send the knee away from the body. And then we'll just counter that by just allowing that knee to come in towards the chest, maybe the hands on the outside of the knee and the thigh. Encourage it to fall towards that left shoulder now, changing the stretch all the way through the piriformis, through the glutes. Soften here. And then we'll send that knee back away from the body without the use of the hands here. So just press the knee away from you. See how far back that range of motion is for you. And without using your hands, we're going to just pick up the whole leg structure. Keep that right foot flexed and draw the leg structure in towards the body. So both feet now are flexed. Good. And as you arrive here, then maybe use your hands to interlace around the left hamstring. Maybe that right elbow helps prop the right knee away. And then we draw softly everything in. Focusing again now right into the right hip. Using your breath deeply in through the nose. Let the mind watch the breath, feel the body. Let the mind watch the breath soften the body with the exhale. One more full breath. And nice and slow, left foot's going to come back down to the mat. Arms are going to come to cactus, so we get a little bit of space across the heart, the collarbone, the pecs. Good, resting on the back of the hands. Gently drop the knees over to the right. So allow that right ankle to bring some weight to the left leg. Weight and gravity doing all the work. The rest of the body is at rest. So the knee, left knee coming down a little bit closer, enjoying a stretch from the hip to the knee. Maybe you add on to this by just extending that left arm overhead, resting on the back of the hand and feeling the stretch, not only through the legs, but from that hip through the side ribs, the soft tissue under the arms all the way to the fingers. And enjoy 2 nice full breaths here. Using the core and the power in your hips, lift the leg structure back to center. Pause there just for a moment to reset the hips to level. Feel the spine engaged on the mat and drop the right foot over to the left. Again, see if you can connect it to something, a block, your towel, the floor. I use my left hand around the ankle to secure the foot down flat. And then that same exercise of sending the knee away. So see if you can point the knee towards the ceiling, or maybe even pressing it away just a little bit more. Feel the difference in the stretch. And again, option to extend now the right arm. So a 2 for 1 here. Enjoy a nice stretch. 2 full breaths. If the hand is wrapped around the ankle, release that. Bring the arms back to that cactus position. Use your core, engage here, draw the legs back up. Pausing again just to recenter. And then we'll release the right ankle down. Walk the heels out to the side of the mat and just gently roll the knees side to side. Gentle windshield. And then we'll heel toe the feet back parallel in the center of the mat, hip distance apart. Picking up the left knee, drawing it in towards the chest. So the right knee is just going to stay pointed towards the ceiling. The rest of the body, again, squeeze through those shoulder blades, drop the shoulders, soften the face. And as you squeeze the left knee in towards that left shoulder, change the grip so that maybe underneath the hamstring, we begin to lengthen the leg, heel coming up towards the ceiling, toes pointing back towards the shin. Again, finding your edge here, your stretch, and not moving past that yet. Just enjoy opening up the back of the leg, using your breath again to relax the body, to relax the mind, to create space. And then gently drawing that thigh in closer to the body without bringing any strain into the shoulders or the face. Easy breath. Maybe walking the hands to the calf, drawing in a little bit further, not worrying about whether that leg is straight or not. And then with the fingers, finger pads, resting on the back of the calf, begin to point and flex. Feel the power of those muscles in the back of the leg engage, the Achilles, the ankle, all the muscles that create this little movement, right? Circle one direction through the ankle, followed by the other. And then returning the foot back to that flex, flare the toes and pinch them in. Flare them, big toe away from little toe, and make a little fist with the pinkies. Last time, really notice again the spread of the skin, the space you're creating on the top of that foot. It's hard to do that in our daily life. And then come back and flex the foot. Drawing in your breath, drawing in your belly, like you could scoop it under those low ribs. Draw that thigh in a little closer to the belly, the chest. And then we'll climb the hands maybe to the ankle area and begin to bend into the left knee. So left knee is coming towards the side body, towards the left shoulder. And again, option here to just hook the forearm around the knee crease, hold on to the ankle, or reach for the foot. Draw that knee down. Allow your upper body again to just settle. No work in the upper body at all. And then begin to open up through the left glute. We pause here. Settle the body, settle the mind. Take that left ankle across the body now to the right thigh. Flex through that left foot. Left fingertips gently rest inside the inner thigh to help encourage the left knee away from the body. Big stretch here around the whole left hip joint. So use your breath. Mind's focus on the left hip. Breath settling. Maybe we press gently again to see if there's any more room to take that left knee away. And then we're going to counter that. So release the fingertips, let the left knee fall in towards the chest. And then maybe using the hands on the outside, draw it closer towards that right shoulder. Again, the piriformis running through the glute that sits on the sacrum. Just a nice, gentle stretch there. And a gentle release of the hands. Knee goes back into that figure four shape. Knee goes away from the body. And without use of the hands, we draw in the core. We use the power of the hips. We pick up the whole leg structure to draw it in towards the chest. Pausing there, and then maybe deepening it by interlacing around the right hamstring and using the left elbow to help that knee stay away from caving in. And then gently draw the right knee in, creating a deeper stretch into the left hip. And allow yourself to just pause here. Pause and breathe. Notice what you notice and feel what you feel. It's all good. 2 more rounds of breath. Gently, we'll release the clasp, drop the right foot down. Arms come back to that cactus position, so squeeze the shoulder blades underneath you and drop the whole leg structure over to the left. So let the ankle ride on that right thigh. Again, weight and gravity doing all the work here. You're only breathing. Hip to knee, outer thigh stretch. Maybe adding on the extension of the right arm overhead, resting on the back of the hand, reaching through the fingers, feeling the stretch not only going from the hip to the knee, but all the way through the right side body. Returning arms to cactus. Use your core. Let's pick up the leg structure, come back to neutral. Again, even out the hips, feel the spine supported on your mat, draw in your belly, and drop the leg structure now over to the right. Maybe the right hand helps secure the foot onto something so that you can wrap the hand around the ankle and send the knee pointing towards the ceiling. So here you're using all the muscles now in the left hip to effectuate that, instead of like when we were in figure 4 and we used the finger pads to help press it away. Here, press your knee away and then relax into this big stretch wrapping around the left hip joint. And when you settle there, maybe then extend the left arm overhead, resting on the back of the hand. 2 big breaths here. And allow the last one, the last exhale here, to be nice and slow so you feel the body just settle. And we'll release that ankle, arms back to cactus, allowing the knees to come back to center. Taking a moment again to just level out the hips and the spine. Release the left ankle. Walk the feet out to the edges of the mat, toes pointing forward. Leave the left knee pointing towards the ceiling and just drop the right knee into center. So we've been doing a lot of external rotation in the hip. Here it's a nice internal, just let that right knee fall in. Right knee comes back up to point towards the ceiling, and we take it over to the left. The left knee just drawing into center. Again, that internal rotation in the hip, releasing all of the external work that we've done. And then left knee comes back up, heel toe the feet to center. Big toes come together, soles of the feet and the heels come together, and we come back into that Supta Baddha Konasana, that reclining cobra pose. So see if there's any more opening. And again, no ego here. If you want support underneath those thighs, take it. The idea of this pose, particularly at the end of this practice, is to not use any muscle effort. No energy here. A hand to the belly and the heart. A softening of the face and the shoulders. That rhythmic breath we come into where the exhales are twice as long as the inhales. For me, that's a count of 3 on the inhale and a 6 on the exhale, but your body's different. You find your rhythmic breath, closing down the eyes, and allow the breath to make space. Clear out the clutter. We don't need all that stuff. What can you get rid of to make space for new memories, for new ideas? If we're stored up to the brim, there's no room to bring anything in. And that's where I'll leave you this morning. Namaste. When you're ready to come out, if you're ready to come out, if not, just simply turn off your device and enjoy a few moments in Shavasana. Otherwise, use your hands to help bring the knees together and feel free to unmute yourself